Hey everybody, we're back for another Pintastic video here, our second January Pintastic video. I hope you guys are having a great new year. Today we're going to be basically going over the basics of converting your Pinterest account to a personal account to a business account, and also taking a look at some of the analytics that you get that comes with that, and also adding a widget to your blog, and that basically we'll do together. I'm doing that on my own site as well today. I'm a little behind the eight ball on that because I just had a redesign and haven't had a chance to add that back in. So what we're going to be doing today is, like I said, taking a look first at converting your account. If you haven't already done that, you're going to go to business.pinterest.com and you're going to click on where it says already have an account, convert here. And it's been about a year since I've done this, and so I don't remember exactly every step, but if you have any questions, please add it in the group. But what I do know is that they're going to ask you to agree to a new terms of service because it is different from the personal profile. You are going to want to read over those because it is different. And then you will also probably have to add a line of code to your site. And so if you don't know how to do that, you may have to have your developer do that for you. So once you do those two things, then you know, it has other tools in the back that will hopefully get your website definitely Pinterest ready. So one thing that we'll look at quickly is we'll go to the analytics. You'll always, once you have your profile converted, then you're going to come over and you can look at analytics here. And it's basically going to show you obviously different statistics, you know, your site metrics, the most recent pinned. So let's take a look. It's going to show me all the most recent pins I've had repinned from my own blog, and also the most repinned. So that's good to know, the ones that have been most repinned recently, but also the most clicked. And I think that's probably the most important for me to know, especially because it shows me which ones people have clicked on the most to, you know, look at. And that means that hopefully they're converting over to my page as well. And then finally, you can actually export that each one of those you can export as a report into Excel. Okay, so those are some of the basics of Pinterest. I'll be honest with you, I am so busy every day blogging, and I don't know, I'm guessing you guys are probably the same way as well, that I really don't have a ton of time to get in and look at my analytics as much as I should, because I'm too busy trying to pin, repin, and add new content all the time. That is really where I'm spending the majority of my time. And recently I was able to finally hit 15,000 fans thanks to some different posts, and mostly I bumped up quickly because of the 2 giveaways that I was a part of. So my next goal is for obviously to hit 20,000. So if you guys remember, that was my goal for the end of the year. And so I have about, in January, I recovered about 1,000 new fans. So I'm hoping that it should be easy for me to hit 20,000 by the end of the year because of being pregnant and having the baby. So that's my goal, if you remember, for the year. Okay, so moving on, once you get your account set up, then you'll also be able to have your, once you've verified your site with your code, you'll have the code, you'll verify your site, and then you also have the options of adding your other social media links in your profile, which I love because my followers can click on my Facebook page, my Twitter profile, or they can go directly to my website right from the business part up here. And so I know probably most of you have already converted, but I just wanted to make sure. I know there are a few of you that definitely have not. So moving on to the widgets end of things. I wanted to build a widget again for my sidebar. And so I had to go to business.pinterest.com and I searched for business. Now, I kept getting confused because it said join as a business, but I didn't realize I was already kind of logged in as myself, which you can't see on the video here. But once, I don't think you, as long as you're on your profile, you can go to, you can either just search it in Google, which is actually how I originally found it, or you can visit the Help Center. And then if you're not logged in, it'll ask you to log in once you Google Widget Builder. And then it'll allow you to either put a pin it button, a follow button, a pin widget, a profile widget, or a board widget. And so I was looking to do a board widget for the bestofdebtfreespending.com. That's one of my boards right here. And it has all, I'm just starting this, it has all my pins that are my best content pins. So if and it's my very first board, so if somebody comes to my profile, they will see the best of my site first, and then I have my TV one where I have all my things that have YouTube videos attached to them, because I've really been working on my YouTube this week. Not necessarily to grow it yet, I'm getting prepared to start marketing it, but to really get it looking, user friendly. And so that's what I've been working on this week as well. So I wanted to have those there, and then all my top, boards. And I need to go back and look at those clicks again and see, maybe I want to maybe move my boards around and move a different one up. But for right now, I'm keeping these the same. So once you go to Widget Builder, so you have to put either, if you're going to build a profile widget, you would put your profile link in there, or if you're going to do a board widget, you're obviously going to do, your board, and then a pin widget, the same, for that as well. You would have to have a link to a pin. So what I want to do is the best of debt-free spending. So I put that URL in here, and then all you have to do is click on sidebar to make sure they know, and then the build it button, and then down here you will have your code. So I'm going to pray that this works, and we're going to go back to my blog as well, and I have an open widget area here. And the one thing that I wanted to note for you guys is that I repin the same pin several times a day, sometimes to different boards. Like my Kindle freebie pin, I pin pretty much every day. And so when I went to do a widget with either pins or my profile, it was showing those same pins over and over again. And I really did not want to do that. I wanted it to have different content. So that's why I went with the bestofdebtfreespending.com profile. Okay, so I don't like the width on that, so that means I'm going to have to go back and change it. So let me go back and see if I can customize that, which you should be able to do. Yeah, board height, board image width. We're going to do at least double that, so let's say 200 and see what happens. I've got to get back and change my widget around again here. So let's see. And I'm going to be working today on adding more pins to that, because and I don't know how big I definitely want it, but I may change the height of it too, because it seems a little long for the sidebar. So let's see if I change it to 200. And it's not there now. Hang on a second. Okay, so I'm guessing that I made it too big. So let's go back up. We're going to change the height to 600 and the image width to, let's say, 120. Okay, then it'll do them singly. That's fine. I don't mind if it's single. It doesn't have to be double for me. So let me go back, change it again. And let's make sure that it looks okay. So you can play around with it, obviously making the graphics the size that you want them to be. Hopefully it will take. There we go. Still not as wide as I really want it. Alright, let's go back and let's try one more time here. If not, we'll have to play around with that a little bit. Board width, image width. Oh, that's because you guys are going to learn with me here. Alright, let's try 270 and see what happens. So obviously you're going to have to fiddle around with it to make sure that it fits the dimensions of your site. But I did feel like this was something that you shouldn't have to pay a developer to do. So I want to make sure that most of us are familiar with adding widgets to our sidebars, I'm sure. So that's basically how you're going to do that. And I'll just keep working at it here while I talk. But anyways, there we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, that's more. I might just widen it just a hair more, just so that it comes across, but I'll do that on my own later. So like I said, so this just gives people obviously a more inviting look at my Pinterest boards. And then they have the option down here, it says see on Pinterest. I know I've been to all of your blogs now. That's something that I really wanted to do to make sure that I knew all my clients well. And I want to basically try to set up some personal coaching time for everybody if you're interested in the next, month or two. Let me know if you feel like, you're just not, you're needing some individual help. I will definitely try to get with you one-on-one to try and kind of answer your personal questions as best I can. And, I feel like in the group, sometimes people are maybe afraid to ask questions or afraid to say, hey, I only grew 200 this month. What am I doing wrong? Why am I not growing? So if you feel that you're not growing as fast as you'd like to, I certainly don't want you spending money to be in the group and then feel like you're not growing or getting out of it what you need. Now, if you know why you're not growing, that's a different story. If you know you just haven't put the time into it, then, obviously that's a no-brainer. But I definitely want you to feel like if you're not, getting that jump start that you need, then I want you to get a hold of me and let's get together with like a one-on-one. So hopefully today you at least learned how to add a widget. You learned how to convert to a business account, and also looked briefly there at some of the analytics that will help you know what's being repinned the most, so that you know which of your pins are doing well. So hopefully you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in a bit.